I've had the car a month. I've now been daily driving it to work for 4 weeks. I think, I'm not going to do the math, but something like that. 4 weeks, maybe actually 5, the way calendars work. In fact, I think it is 5. So I've had plenty of time for the initial, oh my God, this car is amazing, to go away, and I'm left with the, oh my God, this car is amazing to drive every day feeling, even after a month. If you're just joining me now, or you may not have seen some of my other videos, I was daily driving a Ford, a Mustang, an EcoBoost, which is their 4-cylinder turbocharged, which a lot of folks may have a problem with. I didn't. I loved the car. It had 310 horsepower, 320 pounds of torque. It was a plenty, car went just fine. I had a lot of fun. A lot of people seem to think it was an abomination, but I loved it. It was a great car. The only reason I got rid of it was to get this car, which I just absolutely love and still love after a month now. So my thoughts after driving, I've almost got 3,000 miles on the car, which I know sounds crazy to a lot of you. You know, there's a guy I met at a Cars and Coffee last week who was commenting how he didn't have 3,000 miles on his car that's a year and a half old. I mean, this is obviously not a garage queen. I kind of went in the complete opposite end of that. I'm driving the dang thing every day. In fact, actually, this past Sunday, I'm recording on a Thursday, was the first day I did not drive the car, and I remember turning to my wife at one point and saying, wow, I think this is the first day since I've had the car that I haven't driven it, because I drive it on weekends, drive it to work every day, it gets driven. My Mustang was the same way. I use my cars. You know, yeah, they get nicked up and stuff happens. I've already had my first problem, but I'll talk about that in a bit. It's not the car's fault. It's just daily driving it takes a toll. But anyway, so I've had the car a month. I've gotten about the similar gas mileage I thought I would. I was kind of estimating 23. I've gotten about 21-ish. Mostly it's my own fault for not behaving. If I were to behave more, I would be getting a lot better gas mileage. Plus, it's the weekend driving. You know, on the weekends, I'm leaving it in sport mode. I'm getting on it all constantly. I'm enjoying hearing the motor rev up. I bought a glass roof. You've probably seen in one of my other videos I'm talking about it. I love the glass roof. It makes daily driving it a dream. You know, you can just completely see out of the top. It's great, nice and open. I know in the summer I'll go to my hard top, but for now it's kind of nice. I've managed to take the roof off probably about, out of the 25 trips I've made home, probably about 10 times. But yeah, so I've ridden with the top down quite a few times. There's one day it actually sprinkled a little bit while I was driving. I had to pull over and put it back on. This car is dangerous. It is really hard to keep off the throttle. This engine it's such a nice linear torque curve. It just wants more and more. It just wants to go. With the Mustang, I kind of felt like I didn't have any problem passing anybody. I was faster than 80% of the cars out there. With this thing, it's like 95% of the cars out there. I just point and shoot. This thing's awesome. Which, I don't know why it's such a surprise. It's a Corvette. So in the first month, and I plan on continuing to do these videos, I haven't really had any real problems. A rock hit my windshield, and I'm gonna have to get my windshield replaced. The crack started to form, and surprisingly it stopped after about 6 inches. I thought it was gonna keep going. I used one of those DIY kits to try and get it to stop going any further until I can get it replaced. It's actually below, it's in the black part of the glass, the trim around it. So if it hadn't have cracked, I might have actually been able to live with it. But it went ahead and cracked and started traveling up. So it's a good that big right now, and I'm sure as time goes on, it's gonna get worse. So I'm working with a repair place, my insurance company. They're getting some glass actually from a dealer, because mine does have the HUD, so I'm kind of paranoid about getting the right glass. But you know, I figured, you know, I went through a windshield a year with my old car. It's just the price of driving in the area that I do. You know, the car's already got a couple little nicks in it, but you know, it's what happens. I park far away from people. I'm careful when I wash it. I try and keep it the best I can, but that's gonna happen. I could go spend $2,000 or $3,000 on a Clear Bra or XPEL, but it's just, the car's not gonna stay brand new. I'm driving 80 miles a day in this car. It's just not, it goes quick. So it's fine, I'm okay with it. The clutch is real nice. It's not too heavy, so it's okay when you're sitting in traffic. This car has amazing visibility. I was a little bit worried at first, you know, kind of behind me, there's a giant, your B pillar is kind of big, and I thought I had a nasty blind spot, but you don't, because you can just look around like that and see where you normally would look kind of behind your shoulder in most cars. The exhaust is nice. One of the things that may not really be a big deal to anybody else, but is nice for me because I have neighbors and I leave for work at about 5 in the morning every day, is if you put the car in one of the quieter modes and it starts up, it's not so loud. You know, if you have it in sport or track, or you have it set within the system, it'll be a little bit louder on startup. So it's kind of nice when I'm leaving early in the morning, I can set it to be quiet the night before, so as soon as I fire it up, it's not so bad. So I'm finding the car is perfectly comfortable. It does seem to need to be a little warmer than I think it should be. My Mustang, I used to keep it like 74 and I was comfortable. In this car, I seem to have it at more like 76, even 78 in the morning. It just seems to get colder easier. I'm kind of wondering if that's my glass roof. I only drove the car for like 4 days with the hard top on it before I threw the glass roof on, so it could be that's the issue. You know, this thing isn't insulated well, and so it just kind of lets in the cold in the morning. But the car warms up. I just got to turn it up warmer than I think I should. Heated seats work great. Haven't had a chance to use the cold seats, but the heated ones work just fine. I mean, I've tried the cooled seats out, but not really when it's hot. It sucks to sit in traffic, but it doesn't suck as bad if you're in a Corvette.